Imagine you're designing a brand new skincare product. You've got a lot of factors to balance. How will it feel on the skin? How long will it last on the shelf? Will it do what it promises, like moisturizing or protecting your skin? This is where formulation goals come in. And trust me, getting these right is the first step to a successful product. When we've developed a cosmetic product, formulation goals are the key guidelines that help us navigate decisions around ingredients, testings, and even marketing. Think of these goals like a roadmap. They tell us where we want to go and how to get there safely and effectively. To begin, let's turn our attention to the types of formulation goals. First, let's talk about the physical goals. These are all about how the product looks, feels, and performs. We want the right texture, pH, and even the right color. Ever notice how some creams are thicker and smoother than others? That's a physical goal, getting the right viscosity and texture. Next, we have functional goals. These focus on how the product actually works. Does it hydrate the skin? Does it improve your skin barrier? These goals get more specific. It could be things like preventing water loss or helping the skin retain moisture. Then there are claims-based goals. These often come from marketing or consumer expectations. For example, if your product claims to be vegan, sulfate-free, or safe for sensitive skin, it must meet those standards. Think of it like making sure your ingredients match the promises you're making on the packaging. And don't forget about the regulatory goals. You can't ignore the rules. Products must meet the regulations of the region they're being sold in. This could mean adhering to ingredient limits or following labeling requirements. Now here's where it gets tricky: managing trade-offs. Trade-offs happen when achieving one goal may make it harder to meet another. It's like trying to balance two things on a scale. You can't have everything in exactly the right amount. For example, if you're making a natural product, it might be harder to maintain the same texture or stability as a product made with synthetic ingredients. Or, if you remove silicones for a silicone-free product, you might lose some of the smoothness that makes it feel great on your skin. So how do we handle this? Formulations decisions are all about finding the right balance. If you adjust the amount of one ingredient, it could affect the stability or the sensory experience of the product. The goal is to make sure you meet the original objectives without compromising the product's effectiveness. Ultimately, formulation goals are the backbone of every product. Use them as a guide for every decision, from the ingredients to the performance testing. When you manage trade-offs carefully, you'll ensure that your product delivers on its promises and meets both consumer expectations and regulatory standards.